And what I'll also do is I'll be posting the replay in my Twitter, my Facebook, my Instagram account. So it's something that if you have to step out, because I know it's Saturday morning and I know everybody might have a lot of plans and everything. So I want to just go ahead and give those options for people. So this is something if you do have to, oops, hang on a minute here. Let's see. Whoops, not that. There we go. All right, we're back. Okay, so again, here's my email in the chat. It's rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. That's important for if you have any questions, you can reach out to me there. And also it's going to help you qualify for the weekly drawing and the monthly drawing. So today is July 31st. So tonight at 12 p.m. or 12 a.m., I will be doing a drawing for anybody who actually takes part in this, where all you have to do is send me your biggest takeaway from this presentation, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, what, you know, if you had some aha moments where it's like, oh, I didn't know that, and say, hey, Rick, this is what I thought of the presentation. Or it's just something from me to you to give back to you for taking the time to give me some feedback. Okay, it has nothing to do with the offer that I'm going to share with everybody here this morning. This is just from me personally to you. Okay, it's my way of thanking you for taking the time to watch the presentation. Then at the same time, giving me your feedback as to what I can do to make the presentation better, or what, you know, what important factors you picked up yourself. Okay, so it's rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org, and then I'm also going to put this link here in the chat. This is some place you can go to afterwards, and it'll give you like a 10,000-foot overview of what I'm sharing with you here this morning. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I got that right. Okay, so that's www.7kmetals.com/rickf, and there's on that homepage of that website, there's 3 short videos which will give you like a 10,000-foot overview of what I'm sharing with you here this morning. But I take this information a little bit deeper and share a little bit more information as to what what you can do to actually help start preserving that wealth for yourself and your family, and actually why it's important to save in the form of gold and silver. So what I want to do is I do have a PowerPoint presentation that I want to share with everybody here. And let's see. Okay. And there we go. So let's go ahead and start sharing that. Okay. So with gold and silver, it's the most overlooked and simple technique to building wealth and growing your income. And what I'm going to share with you today is how you can actually start saving in the form of gold and silver today, and how it's actually going to help you preserve your wealth and have a more secure financial future. Because everybody knows the importance. Everybody knows it's important to save in the form of gold and silver, but they're not sure, or different types of precious metals, but they're not sure exactly how to go about doing that. That's what my purpose of this presentation is, to give an educational presentation to everybody to help them understand more of why it's important. Okay, so let's go ahead and get cracking here, as my pop used to say. So what are the benefits in saving in the form of precious metals are gold and silver? Like what I'm going to share with you is how you can save, who you can trust, and how do you know if you're getting a good deal? Okay, because there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of businesses or companies out there that will actually sell you silver and gold, but you want to look at everything from get an overview of what you should look for, and then also what do they share with you as far as when you go to liquidate your savings. Okay, say if you're saving for a year or two in gold and silver, what options do you have? And that's something that I'm going to be covering here in this presentation, is what you can do to not only save in the form of gold and silver, but what you can do when it comes time to when you want to liquidate it, what your options are. And I'm also going to be sharing with you how you can afford to purchase or save in the form of gold and silver, even if you're on a tight budget. So this is something, regardless of your income, whether you're making minimum wage or like $15,000 a year or something, or $150,000 a year or more, this is something that you can do yourself. It's a step-by-step process, and it's something, you can either, work with the offer that I'm going to share with everybody, or it's something that you can do on your own. So like I said, this is an educational presentation as well as an opportunity for you. Okay. And so it's something where it'll give you some ideas of, why it's important to save in the form of gold and silver, and then also what you can do from, moving forward. Okay. And now I'm actually going to cover whether, gold and silver can truly build generational wealth. Everybody knows that actually is a fact. It can. And if you look at all like the wealthy families, or the people that have generational wealth, there's a reason why they have that. It's because, yeah, they have multiple streams of income where they're not having everything in one basket, all their eggs in one basket, so to speak. But every single one of the wealthy families, they have some percentage of what they save in the form of gold and silver. So that actually works for them, behind the scenes, so to speak. Okay, so it does help them preserve their wealth. Okay, so that's why it's important to understand why you should be saving in the form of gold and silver. I'm also going to cover with you what your financial institutions and your financial advisors are not sharing with you. Okay, and this is kind of important too, because you know you want to, when I share the video with you in the presentation, it's gonna I'll touch on that because it's something that you would think this is something that people should be sharing with you, but they're not. Okay, and also going to share with you how you can start today. And if you're located in one of these 7 countries here that I have listed, the United States, Canada, Australia, Ireland, UK, New Zealand, or Singapore, I have a very special opportunity to share with you. And this is something like, if you're watching this presentation and you're not in one of those countries, send me an email. Again, it's rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org, and let me know. Say, hey, Rick, you know what? I'm not in one of those countries. Can you let me know? What I can do. Okay, because this is something this opportunity is going to be global. Right now, there's, because of different like customs issues and everything, as far as shipping silver and gold, or that you actually are saving in. This is something that there's certain regulations and everything that the company has to go through in order to be able to ship it to your country. So if you're not in one of those countries, please let me know, because I am keeping a list of everybody who contacts me and say, you know what, Rick, I'm interested in this. Just keep me informed and let me know when this becomes available in my country, and I will definitely reach out to you when it is. Okay, so I will keep you posted on that. Okay, so who is this presentation for? This is for anyone who understands the importance of saving in gold, saving in the form of gold and silver, but they're not sure how to go about doing it. A lot of times, like until this was shared with me, I had no idea how to go about doing it, because even when from a personal standpoint, I've never had any financial advisor say, hey, Rick, you need to save certain percentage in gold and silver. Nobody's ever told me that. Okay, and then working with your banks, they don't tell you that either. So this is, you understand the importance of it, but you're not sure how to go about doing it. So this is what I'm going to help you out with that out today. Okay, and also it's those who are looking for other options to save and control how much and how often they save. Okay, and it's also for those who have a job but there's no 401k. Like if you're working for a company or a corporation that has a 401k plan, I highly encourage you to take advantage of that, because that is a really great opportunity. And with a 401k, you take a certain percentage, it comes out of your check every time you get paid, and you don't even see it, you don't even notice it, because it's coming out before you get your check. But yet here, depending on how you have it diversified and split up and everything, it's the money's growing, it's working for you behind the scenes, so to speak. And like with this presentation here, I like to attribute silver and gold as to being your own personal version of a 401k. And it's just in the form of silver and gold, opposed to money coming out of your paycheck. So if you're an employer and you're watching this and you are not able to offer your employees a 401k plan, this is a great opportunity for you to actually share something like this with them, so they know what their options are. Okay, because that's a lot of it, is people don't know what they can do unless somebody shares something with them. Okay, so this is great for that. It's also for those who are looking for money for college. Say if you have a son or a daughter or grandkids or something that are interested in going to college, but you're not sure, you want to be able to help them out. This is another option that this what I'm sharing with you will give you another option, because for me personally, it was one of the key points as to why I was excited about it, because my son just graduated high school 2 months ago, and he wants to go to college. And this when it was shared with me, it gave me the opportunity to actually start saving in the form of gold and silver, which actually could actually help him pay for his schooling. And that's something I wish it was shared with me like 3 years ago or something, but it wasn't. So I'm making do with what I got, but it does give you that option. Okay. And it's also for those who are looking to put, to just build a nice little nest egg on the side. You may already have your 401ks or your other, how you're saving your money, whether, you're investing in something, but this gives you another option. Okay. So it's something where you can actually have your money build for you, your gold and silver build, that income for you, behind the scenes, so to speak. Okay. It's also for those who are looking for an additional income. Like I said, I have this really great opportunity to share with everybody if you're in one of those 7 countries. And it's also for those who are just wondering what their options are. And, what I found when I was going through the presentation and everything, when it was first brought to me, brought to my attention, I started going through the training and everything. I really got a lot of education as to the different types of gold and silver that you should be saving in the form of, and why you should be saving in that. Because when I did present this to one person, he said, oh, I already have enough gold. And I'm like, you already have enough gold? What do you mean? He goes, well, my wife's got a bunch of jewelry and everything. But see, that's it. The thing is, Yeah, that gold and silver and diamonds and all that, that it does have a value, but when you go to actually liquidate it, you're going to get maybe a tenth, if that at best, of what it's worth, because everything, the majority of what you're paying is markup. Okay. And from a personal experience, I can attest to that. Back in the early 90s, I had purchased an engagement ring and things didn't work out with that relationship. So when I went to try and liquidate it, I spent over $3,000 for the ring. But then when I went to try to, um, to trade in to get money back for it, I went to, I don't know how many different places, and a lot of those gold and silver places, because back about 10 years ago, they popped up like, just out of the woodwork, where you everywhere you turned, even in malls, they had those stands where you say, hey, bring us your gold and silver and we'll, give you the best value for it. The most anybody would give me for that, offer me for that $3,000 ring was like $279. So I went back to the, company that I bought it from, which was Rogers and Hollins. And when I walked in there and I asked the lady about it, she's like, well, I'm going to tell you right now, the markup is what you paid for, you're getting, which is a minimum of at least 300%. So, and they would only offer me like $281 for it. So it just shows you that, yeah, gold and silver and diamonds and that, yeah, it does have its value, but it's not got that pure value. And that's what this presentation will help you share, give you the ideas of what you should be saving in. Okay. And like I said, this is something that should be taught in general education growing up, but it's not. Okay. It wasn't taught to me when I was in high school. My son just finished high school and it wasn't taught to him. So this is general information and knowledge that everybody should have. Okay. So in order to qualify for the drawing, just send me an email at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org and let me know what your biggest takeaway from the presentation was, and that'll qualify you for the weekly and the monthly drawing. Okay. So without further ado, what I want to do is and please let me know in the chat if you're not hearing the audio, because that was this was why I'm doing this the second time this morning. Let me know if there's any issues with the audio. Okay, just raise your hand or something, or send me an email or text me or something, and I will be able to see that if there's an issue with the chat, okay, or with the volume. Okay, so without further ado, what I want to do is bring in Zach Davis. He's the co-founder of this company called 7K, and he has a very nice presentation where he actually shows you the history of fiat currency, the paper dollar, and why over the past century it's lost its purchasing power. Okay, whereas he does some really nice examples between showing you what silver has done, what gold has done, and what you can do as far as helping save in the right forms moving forward. Okay, so without further ado, I want to go ahead and bring in Zach. He has a really nice presentation, so let's go ahead and get this started, and I will be with you here as well. And he's going to touch lightly on the opportunity I want to share with you, but I'm going to be taking that a step further, and that's what's important, to just make sure you at least hang around to at least after the video here, and let's go ahead and get started here.
Welcome to 7K. Working harder for more money, but it just doesn't seem to go as far. Well, it's not just you. Higher costs and added financial pressures on families today are causing fear, uncertainty, and doubt on a large scale. In fact, as of May 2017, did you know that 44% of Americans said they could not cover a $400 emergency expense? They'd have to rely on a credit card, selling something, or borrowing money if such event arose. So what's happening with your money? Well, it's in the numbers. If you look at this chart, in 1913, the Federal Reserve was created, and you'll see at that point, $1 was worth $1 in spending power. But in 2013, the dollar was only worth about 5 cents. That's about a 96% reduction in value of the spending power of the dollar since 1913. Here's how it shakes out in real life. This is the Everyday Price Index. This measures inflation for everyday spending in 3 different categories. So this is weighted for different expenses in each group, like more healthcare costs or education costs. Urban renters, 58.1%. Retired couples, 61.6%. Look at this for young families trying to start a family and own a home, 78.3% more inflation. Now look at these numbers. Now, these are things that you have to have on a daily basis. Eating food at home costs 43% more between 2000 and 2018. 59% increase to eat out. Heat sources, 99%. Car insurance, 97%. Water and sewer, 133. Do you know anybody who would like to go to college today? Maybe a child or grandchildren? 151% increase in college tuition. Medical care expenses, up 97% in the same time frame. Do you mind if I show you the case for sound money? Don't worry, it's just a fancy name for gold and silver. Gold and silver is one of the secrets the wealthy have always used for ages to amass and protect their wealth. Governments and financial institutions know and use these secrets. They are the largest holders of gold in the world today. There's a reason why. Look at this. What could you buy today with the same silver from 1965? Check this out. If you went to the grocery store and you wanted to buy a gallon of milk and took in 1 ounce of silver or $1 bill, you could purchase that gallon of milk in 1965. But in 2019, 1 ounce of silver would get you 5 gallons of milk. How many gallons of milk would $1? That's a 410% increase in buying power for silver. Look at the movie ticket. 1965, $1 or 1 silver ounce would buy you a movie ticket. In 2019, 1 ounce of silver would buy you almost 2 movie tickets. That's an 80% increase in the buying power of silver. That means that is a 95% reduction in the spending power of the dollar bill. Check this example out. 2,500 ounces of silver or $2,500 would buy you 1 Ford Mustang in 1965. But if you took $2,500 into the Ford dealership today, I promise you, you're not walking out with a Ford Mustang. Now, you might be able to get a down payment, but look what happens today in 2020 with the same 2,500 ounces of silver. You could actually purchase 2 Ford Mustangs. Now, here's a great example of the purchasing power of gold and the dollar. The question is, where would you put this $10,000 in 1965? Would you put it in a house or would you put it in gold? Here's how the numbers shake out for 2020. $10,000 put into a home would have turned into roughly $85,000. That's a pretty good return. But the same $10,000 put into gold is $528,251. That is a huge difference. The question is, after seeing those statistics, does your financial future seem a little bit more challenging? But why aren't your financial professionals telling you about this? The truth is, they don't want you to know. They want you to think it's not important to know the secrets of sound money. But we believe in you and want to guide you in your journey to creating and protecting true wealth for your family and your legacy, because you deserve it. So we're going to show you how to use the secrets the wealthy have always used to confidently get ahead of the game now and forever. We are 7K. The 7K founders are on a mission to change the world. 100 plus years of successful business experience sits between them. In fact, they have changed multiple industries for the better. They have a passion for helping the average person get ahead. And one of these individuals actually created a company that is worth $2 billion today. They have shared abilities but unique strengths that can help achieve success. Here's a message from the founders. We created 7K because we genuinely want to improve the lives of people around the world. We have watched way too many of our friends struggle as the economy fluctuates. Employment issues arise or unexpected changes come up. Using the power of gold and silver, we believe we can provide a way for people to create financial independence, preserve their wealth, and live an exceptional life. We started this company because we believe in you. So here are some of the questions that we had when we found out about the power of sound money. We asked, do any of these resonate with you? Where should I buy it? Who should I trust? What should I buy? How do I buy in small quantities? And how do I get more of it? So we created a membership that solves many of the problems the average person like you and I face when we buy precious metals. One of the very first member benefits of being a member of 7K is dealer direct pricing on gold and silver bullion. Here's how the process works. The U.S. Mint create coins. They sell those coins to a dealer, and then we sell those coins directly to you. No minimums, no maximums, period. This was just the beginning, and we didn't stop there. But first, the question about what should you buy? To answer that question, we created what we call our buyer certification program. Why? Because we already made all the mistakes so that you don't have to. This expert training helps you identify what type of buyer you are and understand the following. How the wealthy have always used sound money for their gain. The key factors to protect your personal finances in any economy. What's the value of MS-70 in coin collecting and why it's potentially more valuable than bullion? Why governments and large institutions are the biggest buyers of gold and silver. Now, here's the 5 reasons for sound money. Hedge against poor government decision and potential economic collapse. Wealth accumulation, wealth protection, portfolio diversification, last, certainly not least, and probably one of my favorites, is coin collecting. In fact, what if I told you that we all made a $1.2 million mistake because we didn't understand the power of coin collecting? Did you know that if you had purchased one MS-70 Silver Eagle every month since 1986, it would have cost you roughly $40,000 to $50,000? Now that seems like quite a bit of money, but over time, it's really not compared to today's value of that coin collection. It would be worth $1.2 million. The problem is, most of us lack a little bit of discipline. So we don't go down and purchase those coins every single month like we should. So we needed an easy way that doesn't require discipline to collect coins every month. And that's why we created our Autosaver program. So we gathered a team of world-class experts to hand select collectible coins to take your collecting and legacy to the next level. Our world-class coins and collections are sent to your door every single month, giving you peace of mind that your saving is on autopilot. Here are the 3 different options that you have for the Autosaver program. First is the basic. We send a 7K exclusive collection, MS-70 Silver Eagle or standard 7K label MS-70 Silver Eagle to your door every single month. Now, we run different labeled series like the US 50 State series for this tried and true collectible. This auction features the steady as she goes and most popular collectible coin that has proven to be a great long-term value. Now, our variety coin. This will be quite a showcase when you're finished. These MS-70 coins tell an incredible story from start to finish, and they're delivered to your doorstep every single month. The specialty auction are gold and rare silver collectible coins that are a specialty. Often these coins have a limited run of less than 500 coins in the world. With this option, you'll get a mix of both sent to your door every single month. Now, of course, these will be handpicked by our experts. Don't feel secure about storing your collection at home? No problem. We will store your collectibles for free when you actively buy a qualifying collectible coin every single month. Every month you buy is another month we store your coins for free in our private vault. These private vaults are 100% insured by Lloyd's of London. They're military-grade security, have inventory management, movement tracking, electronic visibility, and like I said before, one of the coolest member benefits is free monthly storage when you're on a qualifying coin. Perhaps one of the most exciting things that we've done here at 7K as a member benefit is created what we call the Sound Money Wallet. This is a new age of precious metals that has arrived. It's 100% backed by physical inventory. You can buy it, store it, trade it, cash it out, and more. The power is back in your hands with zero hassle and zero headaches. Here's how it works. You can take cash and instantly convert your cash into gold with no fee. Take the same gold and instantly convert it back to cash at one of the best buyback rates on the market. How about silver? You can do the exact same thing. Transfers instantly send gold, silver, or cash for free. You can also take gold or silver straight to you. You can request your metals to be shipped to your door for the cost of shipping and insurance. It's that easy. It's about time gold and silver gave you the freedom that you deserve. And let me ask you something. How many of you like good deals and love to travel? Well, as a member here, one of the other benefits is our 7K Advantage Rewards program. This program is helping you live a lifestyle that only you could design. There's 800 different ways to save. Exclusive offers on travel, local restaurants, wherever you are, everyday services that you're already using, and deals on the largest name brands. Save where you have to spend so you can spend more where you want. 7K getaways. Gold and silver are essential, and we believe it's the key to living a lifestyle and creating memories that will never fade. With our company-sponsored trips, you will make memories that span the globe. Hear what one of our customers has to say. In our 17-year marriage, my wife and I have never been on a plane together, let alone to a foreign country. Because of 7K getaways, we have now been on multiple trips together to places we never thought. Now, remember, as of May 2017, 44% of Americans said they could not cover $400 emergency expense. So owning gold and silver is great. Traveling the world is great. But if you don't have the money to do those things, it can be very, very difficult. So here at 7K, we created a way where you can share, earn points, and get paid. Every time you share it with somebody else, you generate points. So when you purchase your membership, it creates a spot in the tracking center. You have the opportunity to build two teams, your left team and your right team. Every time you get 500 points on your left and 500 points on your right, it generates a $500 commission check. Let me just show you the multiple ways to earn. Membership and renewals, monthly autosaver program, rare coin sales, and retail sales. Every time a new member joins your team or a monthly auto saver coin is ordered, whether you shared it with them or another active associate on your team, you will collect points towards a cycle check. Let me show you how to rank up to unlock max. As an associate, you can earn up to $500 per week. A copper, $1,000 per week. A bronze, $2,000. Silver, $3,500 per week. As a gold, $7,000 per week. An executive gold, $10,000 a week. And as a presidential gold, $12,500 a week. There are a ton of benefits here at 7K. Here are just some. Residual income for a lifetime, like I just showed you. The autosaver program, where you set it and forget it. The Advantage Rewards program, where you can travel the world and have exclusive deals on some of the best name brands and some of your local favorites. 7K limited and rare coins. The Sound Money Wallet. 1099 tax write-offs, because you'll be owning and running your own business. Gold-backed IRAs. 7K healthcare program. The ability to buy precious metals at dealer direct pricing, and much, much more. So the question is, are you ready to change your life? Here are the two ways that you can get involved with this, the standard membership or the premium membership. Our standard membership is a one-year membership. It includes the buyer certification training, collector's training, member direct pricing on unlimited bullion, no minimums and no maximums, the Advantage Rewards program, 3 technology credits, access to exclusive low mintage collectibles, 1 graded silver coin, and access to our exclusive Sound Money Wallet. Now, as a premium member, you get a one-year membership, the buyer certification, collector's training, member direct pricing on unlimited bullion, the Advantage program. But instead of 3, you get 12 technology credits. You get access to exclusive low mintage collectibles. You get 1 MS-70 silver coin, 1 silver bullion coin, 10 business cards, 4 wealth strategy books, and access to the Sound Money Wallet, so you can begin sharing this unbelievable opportunity with others. So ask yourself, how would it feel to know that you had control over your life? How would your life be different if you had more time and more money to do what you love? The question is, will you join us in our mission to change the world? Pick a membership package and get started today. Thank you for spending some time with us. My name is Zach Davis.
Okay, so Zach did a really nice presentation there, and hopefully everything was okay with the audio. And like I said, just let me know in the chat or something if you had trouble hearing or what. So even with what I've shared with you so far, just having the idea or understanding the importance of saving in the form of precious metals or sound money, however you want to refer to it, or gold and silver, just the information that he shared, where he's actually showing you the decline of the purchasing power, or the purchasing power of the US dollar. That's important to know, because it's something that a lot of people are just wondering. It seems like the harder you work, and when what job you're working at, the more money you make or whatever, you aren't able to buy as many things, as much, whether it's grocery, food, or spend, take vacations, or it doesn't seem like your money is working for you as much anymore. And that's why, because the actual value of the dollars is consistently declined. And that's where, when he shared the examples of the back in 1965, taking the $2,500 into a Ford dealer, and you could actually $2,500 or 2,500 1-ounce silver coins, you could actually purchase a brand new Ford Mustang. Whereas if you took that into a Ford dealer today, $2,500 cash, you'd be looking at a down payment and spending another 4 or 5 years paying off the car. Whereas if you had that same 2,500 1-ounce silver coins, you could walk out of there with 2 brand new Ford Mustangs. Okay, so that right there just shows you the power of it. But then also when he shared the example of the $10,000, and people could always say, like, well, you want to invest your money into a house or whatever, which, yeah, that by all means, if you're able to do that, definitely do that. But when he shared the example of putting the 10,000 into a house back in 1965, your return on the investment would be like an $85,000 today, that is a nice return. But if that same 10,000 was put into gold, you'd be looking at over $500,000. So that's stuff that's not really shared with people. Okay, so it's not saying put everything that you have into silver and gold, but it's something where you should actually be putting a percentage of what you save in the form of gold and silver, because it is going to grow over the time. And everybody's known, I mean, you go back hundreds of thousands of years. I mean, you look at it, the gold and silver has always held its value. Okay, it's always the purchasing power of it. Everybody knows its value. I mean, heck, like I've said this before in a couple other presentations. What did one of the wise men bring the infant Jesus? He brought him gold. So even going back to that far, because the value of it, everybody understands the power of gold. Okay, so even going back as far as that, it always had its significance, its value to it. And you can go back to 1800s, and that it's like you have a gold coin or a silver coin. That's something that always has its value. Whereas like nowadays with paper money, and it's like, especially with the way the stimulus packages and the economy is going, they're pumping so much money back into the system to try to get people to buy and everything, but it's actually even weakening the dollar even more, but people don't realize that. And that's something that, like I said, when this was shared with me back in December of last year, 2020. It was like 2 weeks before Christmas. And, it's like when it was shared with me, I'm like, holy cow, this is a really great opportunity. But it's like, so I took advantage of it. And actually, when I went through their buyer certification program, it is very in depth, and it gives you so much. It's like a college type level training where they share so much information, so much important information on why you should save and what types and forms of gold and silver and why it makes a difference. And I did want to touch on that. And then I'll get into what I wanted to share with you as far as the opportunity to kind of take this a step further. Okay, but real quick, he mentioned that the $1.2 million mistake, and I'm not sure if you saw on the graphic up at the top, there was one coin from 1999 that was worth $19,000. So you have a 1-ounce silver coin worth $19,000. Okay, that's unheard of. But so when he was explaining about the $1.2 million mistake, it's like, yeah, you would, over the course of time, over the last 35 years, you would spend roughly $40,000 to $50,000 on that collection, but it's once a month. When you break it up month by month, it's really not that much at all. But yet that one point, that collection is now worth $1.2 million. So if you were that person who actually was able to do that, say, collect an MS-70 collectible coin like this one here. Okay, it's hard to show on the camera here, but you went to liquidate that collection. So you would have spent, say, we'll say $50,000, and you would have, your gain on it, you sold it for $1.2 million. Okay, so you would have a $1,150,000 gain. And what's important about it being a collectible is there are tax advantages to it. And I wasn't aware of that until I went through their training. It's like the US government and other governments put real strict stipulations on what was reportable as far as gains on, any type of investment. Like in the US, you have to do a 1099-B. Well, with a collectible, that's not one of the ones that you have to report. So that person, if they went to sell that collection, they would just put the value of what they paid, the 50,000. Whereas the $1,150,000 gain that they had, they would not have to report that. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. That's why people are like, well, why would I want to save in the form of a collectible? That's why. Okay, but like with an MS-70 coin like this here, this is graded by the NGC, the Numismatic Grading Corporation. And just so you don't understand a little bit about them, they're one of the 2 top grading companies in the entire world. And what they do is when they get the coin, they grade it, they seal it in this really hard plastic. So in order to get it out of here, you would have to bust it open, but you really wouldn't want to do that because it's worth more being graded in MS-70, because MS-70 means that it's perfect. There's not a higher grade that you can get. So it's always going to retain its value and then some. It's always going to grow. So regardless, as far as the silver going up and everything, it's always going to have its value. But with it being graded, it's always going to command top dollar when you go to trade it in or if you go to sell it. Okay. So this is something that it comes with a barcode and a serial number. So it's traceable, trackable. You can actually look it up online anytime and see its value. But that's something to keep in mind as far as being a collectible, why it's important to have it in the form of collectible, not only for the value of it, maintaining its value, but also as far as the value when you go to sell it, as for the tax advantages. Okay, there's something to keep in mind too. Okay, so in this case here, like with this is a U.S. State Series. It's a 2020 MS70 Utah State Series. It's got the 7K label, and like he mentioned, the $1.2 million mistake. Okay, well, we can't go back in time and start collecting back then. So like here now with me, what I'm doing is like with the State Series. Imagine putting together the entire 50 United States, having a coin from each state, and each one being graded MS70, and having all a 50 state collection. That thing is its value when you went to sell it or auction it, or however you want to do it, when you went to sell it as a collection, that's going to command top dollar because it's something every collector would be interested in. And that's one thing I would want to touch on really lightly here real quick, and because I don't want to have this go too long, because I know your time is precious, and I really appreciate you staying with me this far in the presentation. But when options for what to do when you save in the form of gold and silver, like if you work with 7K or whatever, that's great, and because they have a nice buyback program. But also, if you're not going to partake in this opportunity here, keep in mind just stuff that you can do on yourself, by yourself. But just make sure that whoever you get your silver and gold from, and if it's a collectible or whatever, just make sure they have some form for you to liquidate it. Okay, like 7K, they have their buyback program, so they're going to actually, they would buy back anything that you purchase from them or save from them. But just make sure the company has some sort of buyback program, because you don't want to necessarily rely on, because you do have the options of going into for coins, and that, or if you go into a coin collector shop, if that is one option, and if it's graded, you're going to get a higher value on it versus a raw coin, because with a raw coin, it's without it being graded, they're always going to have their excuse as far as not giving you top dollar for it. So you'll get some, a good percentage of the value back, but better than as far as like jewelry, like I mentioned earlier. But just make sure that keep in mind that that is one option. But with 7K, they do have their buyback program, so that's one thing to look for. And then also, the 7K has this thing where they just came out with it this month. Actually, it's called Stack and Sell, where you can actually, as you get your anything graded coin, has a barcode on it, so you can actually scan it. It's an app where you can scan it in there, and so you can actually keep a running tally of all your coins or whatever you're collecting. And also, if you want to sell it, there's a way for you to actually do member to member selling, because there's with 7K, they have a lot of rare items that rare collectibles that are limited edition. Like some are like 300 or less, some are 500 or less, some are 1,000 or less. But there are people that want them to add them to their collection, but they missed out on getting them. So there's members that you can deal with directly who will actually pay you more than what you paid for it, and then some, and you can work out those deals for the stack and sell thing. So that's one option. So you have the buyback program, you have the stack and sell, but then also you do have the option to take it to a coin dealer or whatever. But like I said, in the form of a collectible, you're going to be able to get more than just a raw coin. And then of course, there's also the silver and gold places too. So there are different options as to how you can actually liquidate it. But like with 7K, because they keep track of things so detailed as far as what's shipped to you, and that's part of why there's limitations onto which countries they can ship to, because they have to be able to track it, be able to make sure that it gets to the country and then gets into your hands. Okay, so in this case here, because they are so detailed, they'll gladly buy back anything that you have purchased from them or saved from them. Okay, and then it's also, I know with the monthly autosaver coin, this one here, this one is not eligible for the sound money wallet, but that is an option too. So there are different options that you have with a sound money wallet, where you can actually have it in their vault, is actually have it saved, and then just if you need to liquidate it, you would do it through that. So they have, with their liquidation process, what it is, if you're having the coin or whatever it is sent to you directly, you would send their customer service an email or contact them and say, hey, I want to liquidate, say $2,000 worth of coins or whatever. So they would, you would fill out a form, you would send it back to them FedEx. When they get it, they would inspect it, and based on the market value for the silver or gold that day, and whether it's a collectible or whatever, then they'd say, okay, well, here's here's what we'll pay you. And then you say, okay, and then they can actually put it straight into your bank account. Whereas if you're saving and it's in the form of the Sound Money wallet, and you have the money, the coin and the gold or silver in the vault, you can actually do that the same day. Like with a traditional 401k, if you needed to get it out for an emergency or something like that, even if you pay their expedited fees and services, because most times it's like $75 even just for them to process it right away, but you have to pay more to actually have it get your check sent to you quicker or sent to your bank quicker. And in most cases, it takes 3 to 5 days. With 7K, if you actually have the money in the vault and in the Sound Money wallet, you could actually do that same transfer in the same day. So it is something where you could actually get it where it could be, the money could be transferred to your bank account the same day. Okay. So there's just different benefits in case you're wondering what to do when it gets to that point. Okay. So a little bit about 7K is they are an actual business. They have a physical building. This is not one of those opportunities online where you have this offer, but there's no physical place. Okay. They actually have a building. They're located in Idaho Falls, Idaho. So like if you were in that city right now, you could walk into their front door. They do have a normal business operating hours, but they do have support chat after hours. So if you ever have any questions after hours, you can contact their chat support. And I can't speak highly enough of their chat support. They've always been very friendly and very knowledgeable. So that's an option for you there. They do have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. And out of 40 customer reviews, they have a 4.5 out of 5-star rating, which is great. But what I think really is the most important key part of any Better Business Bureau rating is the customer complaints. And since 2016, they have 0. And that's something that speaks volumes about the company, because usually with people, like, star ratings are great, but sometimes people could say, hey, yeah, the service was great, and then they forget to put a star rating in, or they put 4 out of 5, or 4 out of 5 instead of 5. Okay, so that's kind of a judgmental thing. But like with the customer complaints, that means that somebody actually, with them having 0, that's great, because that means that there was nothing that they ever did where somebody said, you know what, no, I'm going to take this, and because they shafted me or did something, unethical. So that really speaks volumes about 7K. And that's when I looked this up after I had actually joined, created my membership, and then I started looking into it more. And then when I came to this, I'm like, holy cow, that's really excellent. But anyway, so that's just a little bit about the Better Business Bureau rating. The co-founders are Zach Davis, who spoke to us in the video, Roger Ball, and then Josh Anderson. And if the name Roger Ball looks familiar to you, that's because in the video, Zach mentioned that one of the founders, created a company that was a $2 billion company. That's Roger Ball. He was actually the founder of Melaleuca, who, everybody knows Melaleuca's been around for decades. So it's something that it's a really solid company. This just shows you about the integrity of the people that created the company. Okay. And so it's like in a nutshell, they got together. It's like, how can we make saving in the form of gold and silver something that every single person can do regardless of their income? And that's how they came up with this program and their autosaver program. And the reason why they came up with the autosaver is it's kind of like, well, like if the $1.2 million mistake, the biggest thing is being able to consistently save in the form of gold and silver. And that's what's going to build that generational wealth. Because if you just do it 1 month here and then, something else comes up, and 3 or 4 months down the road, you do a little bit more and a little bit more. Yeah, that's going to help you save and actually build a little bit. But if you do it consistently, like month after month after month, just like a 401k, you do that every paycheck, it comes out of your check. But with the autosaver at 7K, you can do it once a month. I mean, there's some members that have multiple autosaver shipments set up, but you can do just once a month, and that's going to gradually build your generational wealth. Okay, it's going to work for you behind the scenes. So this is just something to keep in mind. Okay, so as far as oops, I don't get off of that. Okay, I didn't want to go into the extended 2-hour version of this presentation. I want to keep it as short as possible. So, okay, so Zach mentioned their compensation plan, where actually you can earn passively just for sharing the opportunity. And that's just kind of like what exactly I'm doing with you here this morning. Okay, so what I want to do is, so basically what it is once you create your membership, and if, like I said, if you got the value from this and you want to jump off, that's great. But what I wanted to offer you is, okay, not only do what Zach is saying as far as sharing the opportunity with others and earning passively, but I want to take it a step further, because in order to qualify to rank up to, a silver, gold, bronze, and all those in executive, executive gold, and presidential gold, you have to work together as a team. And that's kind of why they set up their compensation plan the way they did, is because they want to share the opportunity with you, but then at the same time, they want you sharing it with other people. And when everybody works together, everybody wins, not only you and I and 7K, but everybody can start building some passive income in the process. So what I wanted to share with you is the opportunity to work together as a team, not my team, not your team, but our team, where we can help each other qualify and rank up faster. Because in order to actually hit those ranks, you have to help the people below you rank up at the same time. And that's something which, if unfortunately, and I won't call out people's names, but unfortunately, the person that I joined under has never even reached out to me, which is wrong, because in order to grow as a team, you need to work together as a team. And what I mean by that is like where I would actually help you, get additional members to help you qualify. Okay, so that's something where, because in order for you and I to move up, we have to help the people that are below us rank up as well. Okay, so in order to do that, what I would like you to do, you can either do two things right now. You can either go to this www.7kmetals.com/rickf, and when you go to that page, it's going to have 3 short videos, which, like I said, is like a 10,000-foot overview of what I shared with you this morning. There's a button that says something like, I think it sounds good, I'm in. You can click on that and you can create your membership there. Or to work together as a team, like even if you wanted to just save in the form of silver and gold and not worry about earning passively, that's fine. You can do that too. But by default, when all this is done correctly, you should eventually earn passively in the process. So you don't have to, if you just want to do this on your own or whatever, that's fine. I encourage you at least to look into it and take advantage of it, or at least use with the information that I shared with you here this morning, and use it down the road or something. Maybe it's something where you have another company or something you want to work with or whatever, but just the main thing is to be consistent about it. Okay. So what I'd like you to do, you can either go to that link there, and then I also get notification if you do go there. But what I'd prefer you to do, if you want to work together really close as a team, is just send me an email at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org, and in your email, put your preferred email address and then also your phone number. And the phone number, I'm not going to call you. I just want to give that as another opportunity, a means for us to maybe text each other if need be. So like, say if you're sharing this presentation with somebody, you need additional insight or an input or something, you could text me and say, hey, Rick, can you help me out on this or something? Or, hey, Rick, can you jump on a Zoom call with me or whatever and explain something more? I'd be more than happy to do that. But with the phone number, that gives us that option. Okay, so if and that's the one reason why I'm asking for your phone number. I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to badger you. And actually, personally, I prefer to work through emails and Zoom opposed to phone calls, because I can share screens and everything with you on a Zoom call or something, or a meeting. Whereas, in this case here, if you want to send me your phone number, I'd appreciate it. If you don't, that's fine too. But send me your preferred email, your phone number, and actually your mailing address if you would like, because I've got a nice welcome package for everybody that's going to be together on our team. And it's something that it's just like the drawing that I'm doing for everybody. This is just something from me to you, to thank you for being part of the team. Okay, so send that to rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. Then when I get that, I will send you a link to sign up under. Okay, and the link that I would send you is actually not even going to be my own, because I'm trying to help the people below me qualify. So it's something that's you. So you see how that works. I'll send you a link, and then you create your account. And then when you create your account, your username is going to be your part of your personal 7K Metals website, and also your referral code or your referral ID. So like in this case here, like mine is rickf. So like I always encourage people to, when they create their membership name or their account, think of something that's going to be easy to share with people, because, and then, like I said, I always tell people to try and keep it professional, because this is something that you can actually post on your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn profile, anywhere you do anything online, you can actually put this link. And what'll happen is, if somebody comes along and clicks on that link and they decide to either purchase something from 7K or they create a membership, that'll get credited to you, which is another way that you can earn points. So that's something that's important. But like I always say, try to keep your your username or your referral ID, kind of short. Okay. Like in this case here, it's, 7kmetals.com/rickf. That's pretty easy. Okay. Um, so I will go ahead and send you a link. Go ahead and create your account. And then when you create your account, I want you to email me back, or you can text it if you have that in there, because I will send you my phone number as well for my cell phone. And that way I'm not just asking you for something and not giving you something in return. So you will have my phone number as well. And then you can either text it to me or email it to me. And then I will in turn take your link or your referral ID and share that with the next person. So you see how that gets going. And because working together as a team, my goal is to have everybody on our team qualify as an associate first. Okay. And right now that an associate, once you qualify as an associate, it means you have one person on your left or one person on your right, or you have two teams. Then once you hit those members hit those 500 points, then you get a $500 check. Now, if you don't hit those points per week, the points still accumulate. They cycle the points every Saturday, but if you don't hit that 500 point mark as an associate, then it'll keep rolling over. But they are doing something really special right now. They started this at the end of last year. So like, say if you do have 2 referrals and you hit that 250 points, at 250 points on your left and right, and you can control how the points get spread out. And I will share that in another video or on a direct call with you, or a direct Zoom call. But if you hit 250 on left and right, they will actually they'll cycle the points. It's Saturday night at 11:59 Mountain Standard Time. They cycle the points. And if you're at 250 or the 500, depending on where you're at or more, then you will get the 250 or $500 put into your Sound Money wallet. So that's part of what, when you do set up your account, you do have to create your Sound Money wallet. And I do want to say something that's really very, very, very important is when you create your account, make sure that your shipping address matches your driver's license or your ID or your state ID or your country ID, because that's where they actually are going to ship your silver or gold or whatever you have in your membership package too. And it's part of their checks and balances. There's a program where they have to know who they're dealing with. It by law they have to do that. So you will have to have send them a copy of your state ID or driver's license or what have you. So that is very important to make sure that that matches your shipping address, because that's part of their checks and balances, because they're dealing with gold and silver and money. And so it's very important that you do that. Okay. And then let's see. Yes, that's very critical when you do that. Okay. And then also, because you have the potential to earn passive income, even by default, you will have to put in your social security number or your tax ID. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind too. You do have to be of working age, because if you earn passively on this, they will file a 1099 form at the end of the year. So it does get reported to the government. So you wouldn't be able to have like your 10-year-old son or daughter do this. It would have to be like for an adult or someone who's at least able to file taxes. Okay, and I'm not sure what some of the regulations are in other countries, but keep that in mind also. Okay. So yeah, so if you send me your best email address, your phone number, and send it to rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org, I will in turn send you a link. And then you can go ahead and create your account there. And then as soon as you create your account, I want you to send me your link back, and then I will help you qualify and share your link with other people as well. Okay. So depending on what time I get these and everything, because this is going to be recording and it's going to be on YouTube as well, there might be slight delays or something in me getting back to you. But as soon as I get your email, I will try and let you know where you're at as far as, getting somebody else's link or something. But I also do want to point out something too. So there is a minimum of 2 memberships per household. And like, say, if you create your account today, like Karen, I see you're on here again. Like if you create your account today and you're watching this and you want your husband to do it, okay, or if you're watching this and you want your wife to do it, they would have to create their membership under you, because you can only have a team per household. Now, the only other way you could have more than 2 per household is if you are a business owner. Like, say, if you have your own business or something, an ID, a business ID where you actually have filed taxes underneath a business name before, you could actually create an account for yourself and then one underneath your business name, because you have you have your social security and then you have your business ID. So that's the only way you could have more than 2 per person. Okay. But then it's 2 per household. So like if you owned a business and you wanted your husband or your wife to join, you could create an account and then they would have to join underneath you, but then you could create another account. Okay. So that's the only way that you could get around, and I would say around it, but that's the only way you could have more than that. Okay. So without further ado, let's go on just a little bit further. Okay. So we're going to skip that because I'm trying to keep this slow. Okay, so just to recap the membership packages. Now in the presentation, Zach mentioned there's actually three. There's the standard membership, which is $199. The plus membership is $359, and the premium is $499. And as you see here, as I have on the presentation, there's 50 points associated with the standard membership, 100 for the plus, and 150 for the premium. So with those membership packages, anytime when you create your account, and you share the opportunity, anytime somebody joins underneath you, their points that they are attributed to with their membership will go towards your left or right, depending how you have it set up. So, okay, so that's one way that you earn points is by the memberships. But then the autosaver program, which is highly encouraged for everybody to do, because that's the whole purpose, is to build a generational wealth, is to pick one of the autosaver programs. And with that, there's the basic, which is 105. And this is before shipping and insurance. So like with me, like I said, this was brought to me 2 weeks before Christmas, exactly 2 weeks. And I was a little bit on kind of a tight budget at the time. So I just went with the standard membership and then the basic autosaver. So with the basic autosaver, with the shipping and insurance, it comes out to $116 a month, which, like I said, anybody can do this as long as you have some type of income. So that comes out to like $3.86 a day. Okay, and that way you'd be able to start saving in the form of silver, and start building that generational wealth. But at the same time, so like with the autosaver programs, there's points attributed to it. There's 10, 15, and 20 points as far as that go with the autosaver. So anytime somebody below you has, and actually I think that's gone up, I'll have to double check that, but anytime somebody below you has an autosaver shipped to them, those points go on your downlines. And on top of it, those points go to themselves as well. So like in this case here, when I hit my autosaver shipment, I get the points in my left or right, but then they also go towards the person above me. Okay, and they also do have something which isn't discussed in the video, is called loyalty points. So anytime that you have make an autosaver shipment, the points go into your downline, but they also go into a separate thing. They're kind of like the double points. They go into something where you can actually accumulate them throughout the course of the year, and then you can actually exchange those points towards free gold and silver. And they have like a section in the back office, and like I said, I'll share that with another video. But they have a section in the back office where you can see where your autosaver, your loyalty points can get you free gold or silver. They have certain items that you can transfer or exchange it for. So that kind of builds up for you as well. So the basic is 105, the variety is 139. The basic is the Silver Eagle State Series. The variety is the colorized Silver Eagle. Each in the United States, they have an Animal State Series coin. So it would be the Animal State Series coin, and that's colorized. So that's an MS70 as well. That's $139. And the specialty has actually changed. It used to be 309. This month, they just changed it. Instead of it being either gold or silver, they changed it to a half-gram gold state series coin. So it would be an MS70 half-gram gold US state series coin, and that's actually at $179 a month. So it's no longer 309, it's actually at $179. And like I said, that's before shipping and insurance. Okay. So in order to qualify as an associate, you need to have refer to people left and right. And if you receive the points when they create their membership, you receive points when they have their autosaver shipped. So you may not hit, if you qualify as an associate, you may not hit those points right away. And if you're a little bit shy or hesitant as far as sharing the opportunity, the biggest thing is just to share the opportunity. And you can even, like they do have a phone app you can download and actually just email, or through your phone list, you could actually send out invitations or opportunities to people through the app. Okay, and like some of the videos that I'm sharing with you here, the video I shared with you is one that you can share with people too over your phone. Say, hey, I've there's this company that I'm working with now that I became a member of. They've got a great opportunity to save in the form of gold and silver. Can you check out this video and let me know what you think? And if somebody comes back to you and says, no, I'm not interested, at least you're sharing the information, because like I said, when this information was shared with me, I did not know a lot of this. Okay, so even if you educate somebody just a little bit where they get some idea of what they could be doing or should be doing as far as saving, that in itself is a benefit. So don't always expect, because you're going to have people that decline and say, no, I'm not interested, and that's okay. just move on. And just when somebody says that to you, just say, okay, well, at least you have the information, and leave it at that. Just then move on. Okay, this way you don't have to worry about asking, mention it to family and friends or whatever. If they're interested, great. If not, so be it. Okay, and then who knows? And you can always say, if you know of somebody who might be interested, let them know and have them reach out to me. It's simple like that. Just do what you can. And like I said, I'm going to be working with everybody on our team, and we're going to try and work together and help, like I said, help everybody at least qualify as an associate. So you get the points with the membership, the monthly auto saver. Whenever somebody makes a purchase from your website, like I said, your username is going to be part of your own personal website. You get points and everything attributed with that, and so that there's benefit to having people buy from your website. And especially like this is like perfect for like gifts. Like if you're a grandparent or something, you want to start putting something nice for your granddaughter or your grandson, and just build on the side. You could even do this on the side, not even tell them, but it's something that you're going to actually start building something for them. Okay, and then you also have gifts. You have birthdays, you have Mother's Day, Father's Day, wedding gifts. And then we have Christmas coming up. It's not too far around the corner, believe it or not. Yeah, we're less than 5 months away from Christmas here. But so just even for gifts, there's so many different things, because 7K, it's not just about coins. They do have regular bullion. There are different types of coins, but there's regular gold and silver bars that you can purchase. There's there's jewelry and just different things that you can purchase. So it's not just all about collector's coins. Okay, so just keep that in mind as well. Okay, let's see. Okay, and just to recap real close, how this looks in case you're not familiar with this type of compensation plan. This would basically be you when you create your membership, and then your first 2 direct referrals. One would be you put on your left and one would put on your right. Okay, and so with that, once you have one on your direct referral on your left and one on your right, that qualifies you as an associate. So you could get, you can start earning points from each person, okay, as they join. So that qualifies you as an associate. Then your next goal is to help those 2 people get 2 people, so they're becoming an associate, and then you get 2 more direct referrals, and then you're at a copper level, which is $1,000 per week passive income potential. Okay, so a lot of it depends on the points, but the main thing is qualifying. And then once things start rolling, because you see what the choosing between the dates between January, or the 1st, 8th, 15th, 21st, and 26th of every month, that's how you'll be able to get more points throughout the month, because not everybody's going to have their autosaver shipped on the same date. Okay, so it's something that you just kind of keep that in mind. That's how you can get points throughout the month. Okay, so there are 5 different days you can use. So today's July 31st. If you wanted to, you could actually create your membership today and not have your autosaver ship until the 15th of next month, the 21st or 26th, depending on where you are financially, because obviously people don't always have money sitting around. But just kind of keep that in mind. As long as to keep active as an associate or above, you do have to have an autosaver or a purchase that has points related to it at least once every 30 days. So that's why they encourage people to do the autosaver, because it's kind of set it and forget it, and you don't have to worry about it. Okay, but you do have to have an active purchase or an autosaver shipment at least once every 30 days. So this is how it kind of looks out, kind of drawn out. This would be you. Your first 2 direct referrals would be one left, one right. Then you help those 2 members become an associate. So you would be an associate, then your next 2 referrals would become an associate. See how that works? And then your next 2 direct referrals would qualify you as a copper, which would be $1,000 a week. Okay, and so just to recap, because we are talking about the potential of earning money here, I have to have the income disclosure here, so that these are just the qualifications for the sharing plan, and that's basically what it is you get points for every time you share it, and then a member has an autosaver shipped. So the first level is the associate, and you 500 points left and right, you get $500 a week max payout. Copper is 2 left, or 2 left and 2 right. So that's like I was sharing with you here. So you have the 1, 2. Here's your first on your left, second on your left. Whoops. First on your right, second on your right. So 2 left, 2 right is copper, and that's 1,000 per week. Bronze is 3 and 3, and that would be 2,000 points on your left and right, and that's $2,000 per week. And then silver is a 5 and 5. So it's silver, you're making $3,500 per week passive income. So that's $14,000 a month. Okay, just for sharing a great opportunity, sharing something that the knowledge that people should be saving in the form of gold and silver. But on top of it, when you hit silver, if you hit silver within the first 90 days, they have something really cool that they're doing with everybody. They actually will reward you if you hit that rank as silver within the first 90 days. So you're able to refer like 5 direct referrals on and those, like you're saying, you're helping people qualify below you. They'll actually give you their reward for that is a 100-ounce silver bar. Okay, so and that's valued at around $3,200 roughly right now. That's their another way of benefit and their way of thanking you for sharing this opportunity with other people. They're rewarding with you, and the only stipulation they have with that is that you have to make sure that your members that are below you, that you after you hit that rank of silver in 90 days, you have to hold it for 45 days, meaning that the people below you are staying current and they're staying active. Which that's like I always encourage people to make sure that the people you share this with get in the autosaver, because that way you don't have to worry about you can't see what people are doing in the back office as far as when when their last purchases were and everything. But this way, if they're on the autosave and they have it set up, it's set it and forget it. And it really is. Like I said, they send you an email when the shipment, when they bill, when your autosaver ship date comes up, they send you email, say, hey, we charged your credit card or we debited your bank account. Here's your receipt. Next day you get the tracking number with the shipment. And 2 days later, you're getting the package from FedEx and you're good to go. So it's like, that's why I encourage people to do the autosaver. So then after silver, it's gold, which is 7,000 per week. Executive gold is 10,000 per week, and presidential gold is $12,500 per week. So just think, there are some people that actually do this. This is their way. They're doing this for a living. They're just sharing the opportunity. And so you do have a lot of potential, because if you hit that $12,500 per week, you're looking at $50,000 a month or $600,000 a year for sharing a great opportunity. So there are a lot of benefits to this. Okay. So as far as at the time that these numbers were put together by 7K, this goes from November 2016 when they came into business till October of last year. Out of everybody who was actually qualified as an associate, where they either were qualified or had received at least one, payment or weekly check, out of all the people that were members, and there's tens of thousands of people too, 92% of them were associates. So they at least were able to share it with 2 people. So the bulk of people do fall into the associate range. And that's, they just either might have trouble sharing it, or they're just not aggressive with it, which is fine. You don't have to be, but still, even at $500 a week, that's an extra $26,000 a year. Okay, so which is kind of nice. So you have 92% were associates, 6% were coppers, 1% were bronze, and then less than 1% were silver or above. So there are people, and I know people were at gold and presidential gold and executive gold, but the numbers are still less than 1%. So they're not showing up here. Okay, so I do have to show this because we are talking about earning the possibility of passively earning passive income. So just to recap the membership benefits, you have access to the Sound Money wallet, which is it's trademarked. That's something that 7K came out with. So where you actually have the money and then you can transfer to silver, to gold, and back and forth and into members. And that's something that they have, they trademarked. That's so it's a really nice feature. You have the autosaver plan, which is what we're talking about, the set it and forget it. They have the 7K healthcare program. So even if you have insurance through your job, whatever, that's great. But if you don't have insurance, or like if you wanted to make this your business, you do have the option of getting healthcare through 7K. Now, like every company, they do have an open enrollment period, and I'm not sure exactly when that is, but so you would have to check with them. But if you did want to get healthcare through 7K, they do have it, and they also offer a supplemental insurance as well. They have dealer direct pricing, which what that means really in a nutshell is that most times when you purchase silver and gold, there's a lot of markups. So what they're doing is the mint's making it, selling it to a dealer, and they're buying it straight from the dealer. And then that price, whether you buy 100 or 1,000 or something, you're going to pay the same piece price. A lot of times companies will say, well, here's your price, but if you buy 10 of these, it's going to be lower. If you buy 100, it's going to be lower. No, with 7K, if you buy 1 or 1,000 or something, it's going to be the same piece price, which is really nice. There's a 7K limit in rare edition coins. They have a lot of rare collectibles, a lot of high value, high dollar items too, that they share with people and give people opportunities. So they're limited edition. They have 1099 tax advantages. Like you said, if you're earning passively from this, you do get the tax advantages. I'm sorry about that. Not sure where that came from. But that's something I would highly encourage you to check with your accountant or CPA on this, because as far as what you should keep track of, as far as what you'll be able to write off with your taxes. Okay, so there are advantages to this. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind, because you are, once you start receiving passively, you're running as a business. Okay, so there are advantages there. They offer a gold-backed IRA, and that's something that is unheard of. I've never actually even been dealt with any company that offered a gold-backed IRA, so that's an option there. They have the 7K advantage, which Zach touched on in the video. You have residual income for a lifetime. So as long as you stay active and your members below you stay active, you can continue to receive passively in the process. Okay, they have the sales from your website. Okay, so like I said, you have your own personal website. So hang on one second here. I'm about ready to start coughing. Talking too much here. Okay, so to recap, to get started today, what you can do, you can either go to www.7kmetals.com/rickf and create your membership through there, or if you to work together as a team, so where I can help you qualify and rank up, go ahead and send me your email to rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. Also have your phone number for sure on there, so we have a way of texting or getting back and forth to each other. When I get that, I will send you a link for you to sign up under. Go ahead and create your account and then email me back. And I will also in my email have my phone number for you as well. So if you wanted to text it to me, you could do that too. So go ahead and after you create your account, send me your link, and then I will in turn share that with the next person. Okay. So I'm really looking forward to working with everybody. I appreciate your time. Thank you very, very much for spending your Saturday morning with me. I wish everybody the best. And like I said, just to qualify for the weekly and monthly drawing, send me your biggest takeaway to rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. And I will look forward to receiving your email. And thank you very much for taking your time. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. And I look forward to working together with you as a team. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.